Hi everyone, welcome to Lesson 1, the overview of Pinyin system. In this lesson we will learn about, first, a brief introduction of Chinese Pinyin system. Second, basic pronunciation rules of consonants. Third, basic pronunciation rules of vowels. This is a definition of Pinyin. It is the official romanization system for standard Chinese in China, Malaysia, and Singapore. It is often used to teach standard Chinese, which is normally written using Chinese characters. You may have heard about that. Chinese characters are very unfriendly to a non-native speaker. If you decide to learn Chinese, you'd better start it from learning this romanization system. Pinyin was developed in the 1950s based on earlier forms of romanization of Chinese. It was published by the Chinese government in 1958 and revised several times. The International Organization of Standardization, ISO, adopted Pinyin as an international standard in 1982. Literally, the word Pinyin means spelled sound. The biggest feature of Pinyin is that it has 4 diacritics denoting tones. Pinyin without tongue marks is used to spell Chinese words in languages written with the Latin alphabet, like English, German, and Spanish. For example, Beijing, Shanghai is exactly the Pinyin word, but don't have tongue marks, so that you can spell it with the Latin alphabet. Pinyin uses Roman alphabetical letters as its written form, but having different pronunciations. This is the Chinese phonetic alphabet. You may have noticed that this is exactly the same with the English alphabet. Here we just want to give you a brief impression about Pinyin. We will learn about all of these letters in detail in later courses. A typical Pinyin word is formed by 3 parts: an initial consonant, a simple or compound vowel, and a tongue mark. Now let me show you some examples to give you a basic idea about how it is formed. This is shou, which means hand. The Pinyin of it is formed by an initial consonant, sh, a compound vowel, o, and a tongue mark, that little symbol above letter O. This is hua, which means flower, and the Pinyin of it is formed by an initial consonant, a compound vowel, wa, and a tongue mark, that bar symbol above letter A. Here is a face anatomical figure. It shows the major articulators involved in pronouncing Mandarin and also in pronouncing other languages. Please examine this figure carefully and map those areas on your body. Number 1, upper lip. 2, lower lip. 3, upper teeth. 4, lower teeth. 5, upper gum. 6, lower gum. 7, hard palate. 8. Soft palate. 9. Oral cavity. 10. Nasal cavity. 11. Tip of the tongue. 12. Root of the tongue. 13. Vocal cords. We will use those organs to explain how to pronounce a particular sound in Mandarin. In Chinese, there are 21 initial consonants in total. And this is the table of consonants. You can read them after me. B, 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 P, 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 M, 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 F, 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 D, 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 T, 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 N, 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 L, 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 G, 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 K, 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 H, 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 G, 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 Qi, 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 Xi, 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 Zhi, 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 Chi, 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 Shi, 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 Ri, 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 Zi, 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 Ci, 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 Si, Si, Si. You may mispronounce some of them. It doesn't matter. We will learn each of them in detail and explain the pronunciations using those organs we mentioned previously in later courses. The sounds for consonants are determined by the position where the exhaled air is blocked and the way the air is blocked or released. In pronouncing Chinese, the air stream is usually blocked in the oral cavity. The blocking of the air stream requires at least the cooperation of two articulators. For example, using the two lips, we can pronounce B, P, M. Using the upper teeth and the lower lip, we can pronounce F. Besides the position of the airstream obstruction, other factors are also involved in the pronunciation of individual consonant, such as the degree of obstruction, the variation of the obstruction, the strength of the airstream, the degree of vibration of the vocal cords, etc. In Pinyin, there are 36 simple and compound vowels. This table shows the vowels in Pinyin. You can read them after me. A, A, W, W, I, I, U, U, Ü, Ü, I, Ao, Ao, O, O, A, Ya, Ya, Ye, 耶，腰，腰，优，优，蛙，蛙，窝，窝，歪，歪，微，微，约，约，安，安，恩，恩，阴，阴，烟，烟，弯，弯，温，温，冤，冤，晕，晕，昂，昂，嗡，嗡，嗯，嗯，央，央，阴，阴，庸，庸，汪，汪，嗡，嗡。Again, mispronunciations are absolutely acceptable. All of them will be learned in detail in later courses. The pronunciation of vowels is basically determined by the position of the tongue and the shape of the mouth. Vowels can be categorized according to the shape of the mouth, rounded or unrounded. The vertical position of the tongue, high or low. The horizontal position of the tongue, front or back. That's all for lesson 1. Contents for this lesson perhaps are too academic, but we think it's really necessary to introduce this information in order to set a solid stage for your future learning. I'm looking forward to see you again in next lesson. Bye.